What if the truth behind the greatest act of literary rescue in modern history has been hidden in plain sight, buried beneath sand, sealed in crates, and carried by ordinary heroes? In 2012, jihadist militants stormed into Timbuktu, Mali, a legendary city once known as the cradle of Islamic learning in Africa. Their mission was simple: destroy what they saw as heresy. Their target? Over 400,000 priceless manuscripts, books older than most European universities, filled with scientific discoveries, philosophy, mathematics, astronomy, and poetry. But what the world didn't see was what happened before the fires. As the militants closed in, a secret network of librarians, families, and smugglers rose in silence, packing centuries of knowledge into metal milk crates, hiding them in donkey carts, tucking them beneath sacks of rice. This is the story of a cultural heist for good, one that might just change how we see history, heroism, and the silent power of books. Stay with us as we uncover the secrets of the lost libraries of Timbuktu. Long before it became a battleground, Timbuktu was a symbol of peace, intellect, and progress. Between the 13th and 17th centuries, it stood at the heart of the Malian Empire, a hub of trans-Saharan trade and Islamic scholarship. While the rest of Europe struggled through the Dark Ages, scholars in Timbuktu were penning treatises on medicine, law, optics, climate science, and theology. These manuscripts, written in Arabic and African scripts, were stored in libraries and private family collections, passed down through generations. Some texts were even illuminated with gold leaf, covering topics from astronomy to love poetry. By the early 2000s, historians were just beginning to realize the full scope of this African intellectual treasure. Then came the extremists. In 2012, Mali's north was plunged into chaos. Armed insurgents tied to Al-Qaeda seized control of Timbuktu, imposing brutal Sharia law. Music was banned. Cultural sites were bulldozed. And the manuscripts? Declared idolatrous relics to be destroyed. The militants began torching libraries, burning shelves of ancient books that couldn't be replaced. Footage from the Ahmed Baba Institute showed smoke rising from where thousands of manuscripts were stored. But what the world didn't know was that the real collection had already disappeared. Months before the occupation, whispers had started: the militants were coming. Librarians like Dr. Abdul Qadir Haidara, descended from a long line of manuscript caretakers, made a choice: save the soul of Timbuktu. Quietly, they recruited locals, farmers, students, fishermen, and started loading manuscripts into metal and wooden crates, disguised as food or furniture. With no funding and no fanfare, they moved tens of thousands of manuscripts by donkey cart, motorcycle, riverboat, and car, traveling through the Sahara by night to reach Bamako, the southern capital. They risked death at every checkpoint, every detour. Some were arrested. Others were tortured. But the manuscripts? They survived. This story isn't legend, it's backed by UNESCO records, eyewitness interviews, and documented in sources like The Guardian, Time magazine, and the Timbuktu Renaissance Project. NGOs like Savama DCI have helped preserve the manuscripts, digitizing thousands of pages and working with archivists worldwide. Many of the texts remain untranslated, but researchers have already discovered original writings on topics like cataract surgery before it was known in Europe, planetary orbits using observational astronomy, advanced legal systems and gender rights in African Islamic courts. This wasn't just about saving books. It was about preserving an African legacy of genius erased from the colonial narrative. The story of Timbuktu's libraries isn't just about the past. It's a mirror to now. When knowledge is suppressed, who defends it? When truth is burned, who risks everything to save it? In an age of disinformation, censorship, and erasure, this story reminds us that sometimes, the most powerful resistance is a milk crate full of books. And in a world quick to forget Africa's contributions, this is proof that civilization doesn't just come from the West, it once flowed from the golden sands of Mali. If the manuscripts of Timbuktu endured fire, war, and silence, what other legacies lie buried, waiting to be remembered? And if ordinary people could protect an entire civilization's knowledge in secret, what are we doing with ours today? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Did you know about this rescue mission? What other hidden stories of history need a spotlight? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Dark Truth TV, where we illuminate the forgotten corners of truth, one dark story at a time.